Hey there. Welcome to day 9 of chapter 4. This is experimental design. So let's talk about this. This is going to be sort of repetitive, so I'll try to mix it up a little bit as I go. Let me get my annotation tool. So you could be asked on the AP test to design an experiment. Okay. And if you're asked to design an experiment, there are three designs. I'm underlining this. There's a completely randomized design, and you use a completely randomized design where I'm putting an equal sign when all of the subjects are basically the same. It's kind of rare. Okay. Blocking. You use blocking when you have to make more than one group that's equal. Okay. More than one group. The third design on here is a form of blocking. It's hard to write with this thing. It's called matched pair, matched pair. And a matched pair is a block of size 2. Okay, that's what that is. Match PAIR. Matched pair. Okay. So let's go through this one. Diet pills. Okay. See if it's effective as jogging for 30 minutes a day. Now, if you were to design an experiment, you can write a paragraph, you can put directions, or you can draw a picture. And I like to put little blocks around it, little squares around everything. Okay. Weigh the subjects. Okay. So in this case, you'd want to say something about the subjects should all weigh about the same. They should be very similar in their dietary needs, how many pounds they are overweight, for example. Random allocation, please use that phrase. And here is a group. Half the subjects use the diet pill, half use the half jog after 1 month. Weigh again and compare results. Now, or you could do. Let me erase this real quick. Or you could do an experiment by blocking on this. Now, again, the block that I'm choosing is just blocking by gender. Okay, because males and females probably would react differently to diets. Because they have different hormones and stuff. Okay, so males and females, these should be roughly the same. Now, within this male population, they should be about the same overweightness, if that's a term, and the females as well. Random allocation. Again, I like to put little squares around it. Half get the diet pill. Half of them jog, half get the diet pill, half of them jog, just like that. Then kind of put little directions out. Now, one question in addition they could ask is, should this or could this experiment be double blind? When you hear the double blind question, you need to talk about subjects and evaluators. Okay. Now, can or should the subjects be blind as to what they're doing? In this case, it's impossible because you're going to know if you're jogging, and you're going to know if you're taking a pill. The only way to do placebo is with medicine when you have a fake pill and a real pill that look exactly the same. In this case, you can't really do a double blind. Now, the evaluator, when they're weighing them before and after, they may not know if they use a diet pill or they jog, so they may be blind, but this would not be double blind. It wouldn't be eligible for that. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Little reading program, okay, to see if you can, you know, uh, get reading scores better. Again, very similar. Test the subject's reading level. Again, if you're going to do a completely randomized design, all the reading levels need to be about the same to do this. Okay. Sometimes in experiments, they get a bunch of volunteers and they only take the reading scores that are about the same. They just don't take everybody in the thing. Okay. So half get this program, half get no program, and you get the idea. That's how you'd write it up. Now, if you're going to block this, if you're going to block this, let me clear this real quick. Design what you could do. Okay. And I'm going to give you two different forms of blocking right here. What you could do is test their reading ability, put all the high scores together, find some mark and have the high ones all together, then put the low scores together. Then half get the snapshot, half get this. You get the idea. I like to put little blocks around it, but write it up just like this. Now, on this one, can this be double blind? I suppose so. I mean, I don't think the subjects really know what's going on, but it probably wouldn't be because once again, they're kind of going to know what they're doing if they're in a program or not. So it wouldn't really be subject to double blind. Okay, the other one that's really likely on this one, and let me erase this, is this one really lends itself to a matched pair. Okay. And I'm going to write matched right here. It's kind of hard to write with this tool that I got. Matched pair. Now, on a matched pair, I don't recommend that you write it up with a score, like a picture like this. Just write it out. Matched pair. I'm going to be really brief here. You'd want to write more than me because I'm having trouble with this pen here. On a matched pair, what I would do is say test everyone. And write this out more than me. Test everyone. Okay. Step two, you could label these one, two, is pair the scores up. Pair. Pair the scores up. Okay. The two highest scores, the next two highest scores, the next two highest scores, etc. That's a good way to do it. One, flip a coin and explain all that. One gets snapshot, one gets no program. And then retest, I'll put RE for retest, retest, and then compare the results. So you could do a match pair on this one very easily. By the way, the best design is the match pair design. It has the most control. The second most control is a block, and the third most control is completely randomized. So once again, you're going to use completely randomized when all the subjects are basically the same. You can use a block design when you have a bunch of things and you're gonna put them in groups that are equal. And a match pair, you'll pair them up with kind of identical traits that you're looking for and give one treatment and one the other treatment. There's no such thing as a match triplet when we study it, but you could have that. You could have a group of three that's split into three different treatments, but it's the same concept, it's match pair. Okay. All right. So let me go down to the next one. These are all kind of they're all kind of the same here. And in fact, I'll just kind of look at these pretty quick. This one's another one that really lends itself to the match pair design. Okay. So you can see these real easily, completely randomized test students. Well, they better all be equal, or you can't use a completely randomized design. You can't. Okay. Half use examples, half do homework, etc. Blocked by design, again, I could put the high scores here, the lower scores here, and divide them in half. That's better, but the best, and I'll cut to the chase, is the matched pair. MATCH, matched pair. Again, I'll write it out briefly. Matched pair. Okay. Or they call it a paired design, paired. So again, it's pre-test them, pre-test, all right, pre, and then pair them up. PAIR. Pair them up. Okay. Where one person and pair them up by similar pretest scores. And one person gets the examples, one person does homework only, and then of course retest. All right. So, and explain all that in small sentences. I'm writing like one word. It's a little too brief, okay? But a match pair is great. So once again, match paired has the most control. And then blocking has the second most control, and completely randomized has the third most control. Okay? All right. Now, the last one we got here is this, 5 hour energy drink. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10. And if you rate their energy levels, again, make sure their energy levels are equal. So if you have a bunch of kids that rate a 5, take those kids. Don't worry about the kids that are really low or really high. Take the ones in the middle, for example. Now, I put a third group in here. A third get half an hour energy, a third get coffee, and a third get soda. You can have three groups, no problem. Okay. Now, if we were going to do the same thing and block by gender on this, Okay. If we were to block by gender, same idea, males and females. A lot of times medicines or energy drinks, they affect boys and girls differently. Okay. A third get that, a third get that, and a third get that. Okay. All right. There we go. So you get the idea. Now, this could also be matched pair easily, but if it's matched pair, you're going to have to cut out one of these things. So in a sense, this doesn't line up for a matched pair because there's three things you want to do. Okay, if it was only two, you could do it. All right. I hope that helps. Stat man out.